Doubles and coffee. I'm telling you all, I stay in laser focus. I have no time to take my eye off the prize. And by me staying focused, I keeping you all focused. Let me try it this way with you all. Because the PNM fake news media for over 15 years have propagated and attacked the most corrupt, dishonest attack on Kamla predecessor when she was Prime Minister, never giving her credit for brilliant policies, her creative ideas, her increase in revenue streams, jobs, and so on. It was always left upon the UNC to talk about itself. The media was never fair to Kamla predecessor. They attacked her relentlessly for 15 years. And yet Kamla has risen. Kamla is being sworn in today. Well, let me ask you this. Let me put it to you all this way. Because I don't want, the Douglas has been on top of this issue, watching it every day, reading every article, and realizing that the PNM controlled media is the most corrupt, dangerous thing in our country that allowed a clown like Rowley to be Prime Minister for 9.5 years and to try to portray Stuart Smallpin Young as a selected Prime Minister and possibly an elected Prime Minister. The most ludicrous, asinine concept in the world, but the people weren't fooled. You weren't fooled because of social media. Let me ask you this. Kamla predecessor, today at 4 p.m. is going to be sworn in. She's going to choose her Attorney General and swear in the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, meaning a cabinet is formed with a Prime Minister and an Attorney General. Kamla predecessor is the most inspirational story for man or woman, showing the incredible strength, perseverance, intelligence, brilliance, creativity, and broad back of any human being. The story of Kamla predecessor from Prime Minister 2010 to being attacked by the PNM, by Rowley, by Stuart Young, by Rohan, by a group of men who control the media, and standing there taking insults and attacks from outside, inside her party, with macarams galore who pretended they loved her party, talking about her being weak and she lost and she couldn't win and she was all manner of things. Kamla predecessor stood strong. She is an example for all our children, that even when things are rough, when things look bad, when people treat you unfairly, you stand strong, stick to your principles, and eventually you will rise. That is the story of Kamla predecessor, and she gets ready to be sworn in as Prime Minister today. On the other hand, you have the PNM that was oppressed, suppressed, showed no backbone. Penelope Beckers succumbed to the pressure of Rowley and Smallpin for whatever reason, accepted a breach of her PNM constitution, accepted all that was wrong, stayed quiet and just begged to stay on the team, hoping quietly that they would lose. Because if they had won, Penelope Beckers would have been useless in a government that she did not agree with, a government that is undemocratic, a PNM government that was oppressive, a PNM government that was not fair, that was not based on merit. But Penelope Beckers was willing to stay quiet, not fight, not stand on principles. And when Kamla, the woman of principle and strength, destroys the evil two-headed monster of the Obia PNM, Penelope Beckers rises from the ashes of spineless, quiet, useless iniquity and obscurity. And let me show you what the PNM mass media, the PNM fake media puts on the front pages. Which story you think is more inspirational? Which story you think a greater cross-section of the population is interested in? The lady who just won a landslide victory in an election, with over 351,000 people voting for her and 100,000 who didn't vote celebrating, and the entire country feeling lighter, people celebrating and being more courteous. Which story is more potent? Which story will sell more papers? The story of Kamla predecessor or the story of a spineless, human being called Penny, who suppressed her whole ideas, her morals, her ethics, and succumbed to the oppression of two dictators, Rowley and Smallpin, and then comes out with half a piece of a PNM thing. Which story deserves the front page? What you all think? Well, look what the Express thinks. Penelope, red, and PNM front page. Let's see what the Guardian thinks. Penelope, PNM, red. Let's see what the News State thinks. Penelope, red, PNM. For all of those of you who didn't understand that the PNM fake mass media is responsible for the decimation of our country, the life of the PNM, despite it being the most disrespectful, undemocratic, disgusting, corrupt organization in the history of the Caribbean, these pieces of mass media try to uphold the PNM. But not me. Me ain't taking it. You see social media, you see how Kamla came back up? It's because the truth comes through this. When you see it, when you share it, fire burn the Express, fire burn the Guardian, fire burn the Newsday and their owners and shareholders who continue to perpetuate wrong, corrupt practice, who are biased, who are partial towards the PNM. There is no normal, reasonable, rational human being who will say on the day that Kamla Persad is to be sworn in as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, that a spineless penny who come to pick up something that has been rejected in the garbage and the dump of political nonsense, the PNM that should be shattered, the PNM that is broken, the PNM that Rowley went poof, Stuart Young went poof, Rohan went poof, and then Rowley poof, calm, and Rowley poof, Nyan Gatsby Dolly. A totally shattered organization that is useless, an organization that oppressed this country, wasted our money, bankrupted our economy, sent us into our tailspin. Our children are failing at school. We are the laughing stock of the Caribbean. Our energy sector is decimated and gone through. This mass PNM media trying to uphold that and puts that on the front page when we have inspiration. We have pieces of a story that we could sit down and tell our children as they go through pressure in school. Don't give up. Look at Kamla. Stick to it. Kamla was bright. Look what they said about Kamla. She can't walk, she weak, she all kind of thing. Kamla stood strong. She stood up against $650 billion. She stood up against the money and the power and the fake media. She stood strong. She never wavered. And look at Kamla. We could be telling our children that, showing the front pages and saying, Kamla is sworn in today. Let us go live at 3:45 when she swears in at 4 o'clock. Let us know that no matter what, if you're in sport, if you're in culture, if you go through hard times, that you could survive, because Kamla is strength, Kamla is power, Kamla is inspiration. But to the PNM media, it's PNM garbage, PNM garbage, and PNM garbage. I now put it to all of you citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, reject these things. Do not buy it. Bust them, make losses, let them close down, because our country is more important, and I'm not easing up. Every day they want it, I will come on Douglas Politics on UNC channel, UNC YouTube, Doubles and Coffee, and tell you the truth. The true big story is Kamla. The true big story today is a new Prime Minister sworn in. The true story is Freedom Day. The true story is democracy. The true story is national unity, end of race politics, the United National Congress and coalition of interest, bringing people together. That is the story. Not Penny, who lay down there and take anything and just wait. Waste of time. Bless.